Next year, I'm gonna be renting these acres right here. It's only 4 acres, but it's at a quarter section that we already farmed, so it's gonna add an extra 4 acres to this field that we already have. There used to be a couple hog buildings here, and this was pasture, but the person that lives there now no longer had a need for it, so they took down the hog buildings, which means we gotta take out the fence that surrounded the pasture. That way this field will join the one right next to it that we currently rent. Unfortunately, to connect our existing field with this dirt over here, there's a fence right here. Dad's pulling out the wires right now, and Mom and I are gonna start taking out the posts. As far as I know, this is the only time I've ever taken out a fence, but just doing this, I can tell you, it seems a lot easier by my experience to take out a fence than it would be to put one of these in. So for all you guys that put fences in every year, kudos to you, but for us that are taking them out, it's not so bad. I like trees just as much as the next guy, but this one right here, it's standing between the field we currently farm and the farm that we're gonna be renting next year. So this tree, we're gonna see if we can pull him out. We got the tree out of there. Didn't quite have the root system I was anticipating, but I mean, look at that thing. It's one heck of a taproot on it. So we'll just set it down here and dispose of it later. We got just a couple more fence posts to be pulled here on this side, and those will be done. Then I'm gonna have to go around. I got piles of where I set all the fence posts, and then start scouring the area and picking up big chunks of concrete that are there in the taller grass, and double check that there's no concrete or rocks along the field edges. The fence all the way around this 4 acres is out now. We luckily dodged the rain. As you can tell, dark clouds over there, rain over there, but the sun is back on the horizon. So now, looks like we'll have enough time before the rain ever comes to load up all the junk here, get rid of it. Made it back with the 6150R and the bucket load of all the fence posts and wire that we picked up out there. I'm just gonna leave that for now, try to decide if I'm gonna keep any of it, throw it all, just wait. But I'll bring the Super M over there. This also has a bucket on it. That way I can throw any rocks or stones or anything else I find out over there in here. I made it halfway to that 4 acre field before I stopped because there's just something I need to show you guys. I stopped here on the bridge, that way I can show you the low water levels here in the creek. There's only 3 to 4 inches of water along the bottom of the creek. Normally this is 2 to 3 feet high with water blowing through it all the time. This is definitely concerning for next year. So hopefully this winter, after we get the crops harvested, we can get some nice rain and some snow. That way we can recharge the soil with some water. Made it here with the tractor. Now the thought is I'm gonna walk back and forth through where the fence used to be here in this taller grass and make sure that there is no rocks or chunks of cement that are hiding in this grass That way they don't damage our tillage tools. So far, haven't found anything walking along the old fence line, but at least this way I'll be able to sleep easy at night, knowing that when I send the guy with the chisel plow over here, there's not any monster rocks that he's gonna run into. Now that I got the fence line checked, I gotta check here where this taller grass is. That's where the old hog barns used to be. There's a bunch of concrete chunks like this still out there, so I'll bring the loader over here and start scouring for concrete. Walked around the whole area now where the grass is taller, and I'm pretty confident I got all the large rocks and concrete blocks picked up. I'm honestly surprised how much I found for only covering an acre area of where the hog barn used to stand. This is actually a fair amount of junk. Before I leave, I wanted to come out here and step into our field of soybeans. This is our earliest variety soybeans in 09, so these are going to be the first beans that we're going to combine this fall. So I wanted to come out here to see what things are looking like in terms of moisture. I got to step in at least 24 rows. As you can tell, these outside beans are lighter than the inside beans. That's because these are 15 bean from our previous field when we were planting. So I'm just gonna step over 24 rows to get to the 09s. Here's the 09s. Let's check to see the pods. They're looking dry. Let's take a couple beans out and test them. The proper way to test soybeans is you take a couple in your hand, throw them in the back of your mouth, put them between your big teeth, and if you can bite on it and it tastes and it's chewy like a gummy bear, then it's not ready. But if it's hard and cracks, then it's more than likely ready. This one that I just tasted, it was definitely chewy, so these soybeans aren't ready. If I were guessing, within the next 7 days we'll be out here harvesting, but today they're definitely not dry enough. In terms of this 4-acre field though, the plan is the neighbor's gonna come here this next week and he's gonna cut and bale this grass. And then I'll follow behind him with the sprayer and put some Roundup down there. That way it'll kill everything here. Come back once the soybeans are off and then bring the chisel plow out here and work this 4 acres 2, if not 3 times just to break up some of this sod. And then we should be able to hit it with the field cultivator in the spring and hopefully it should be good. Although it's only 4 more acres that we're farming, it'll be nice because this way we'll have half-mile long rows for a little bit longer, and it's already connected to the field that we are renting. So that is the 2 positives of these 4 acres. The only downside I can see is that there were a lot of nails and screws out there. So as long as we stay away from those and those don't ever end up in a tractor tire, we should be good. But that's gonna be it for today's video. Thanks so much everyone for watching, and we'll see ya in the next one.